What is up, everyone? Welcome back or to Doomsday. I suddenly feel like the name of my channel is highly inappropriate. That aside, I am going to go over my skincare routine, which is something I have said that I was going to do for quite some time now and just never got around to it. As you all know, and I'm sure are aware, there are things going on around us all right now, all of us united in this, that is really freaking mind-blowing. I do want to make a video addressing all of that, but I kind of just want to steer clear of the doom and gloom of it all right now and just go over the skincare routine with you guys and let you know how I take care of my skin. So I'm going to grab my face halo, which is kind of like a magic makeup eraser, but it's just a disc, and I'm gonna go use it and then I'll come back and tell you about it. So be right back. And we're back. So yeah, the face halo, which is this little thing right here. It feels just like the microfiber on the magic makeup eraser, which I have plenty of these, but typically I use these to kind of use as a color switch when I'm doing my eyeshadow. So yeah, if you ever come across magic makeup erasers at a good price, they are perfect for this. I'm able to use the same brush multiple times for different things, but I really like this because, excuse me, it's just easy to hold in the hand, and you just, you know, swirl it around the face, wiping all the makeup off, and it literally, like, I still recommend you double cleanse, but you don't really have to, especially if you're going to follow the steps that I'm about to do. Sometimes I'm feeling a little lazy, kind of like tonight, and I will not double cleanse. I'll just go through with this and follow up with what I'm about to show you. But when I do cleanse, which is morning and night, this is my Clarisonic Mia Smart, and I love this. It actually, you download the app and it syncs to your app and it keeps up with your progress and how many days you used it in a row. I have different attachment heads. Right now I have the Luxe light exfoliating brush. This is my favorite brush head for this right here. It's really soft and it just glides over the skin. It doesn't tug or pull or scratch or anything, and it's just, oh, fan-freaking-tastic, if I might say so myself. And it sits on a little charging dock over there, and it stays charged. Like, I can leave this in my bathroom. My charging dock is in here in my bedroom on my makeup shelf. I can use this and leave it in my bathroom for, I don't know, a month before I have to put it back on the charger. It's amazing. I think it says it holds 100 charge hours, which is a lot. But yeah, so there's that. The Clarisonic Mia Smart. Love that. So after cleansing and doing all that, now you've heard me talk about it before, but it's good molecules, okay? And I get this from Beautylish. This is an amazing toner. It is the Niacinamide Brightening Toner. And I get these cotton squares from Sephora for like $5, I think, for, how many are in here? 50. $5 for 50 pads. You can go to Walmart and get, they're round, but they're still pretty large, and I think they're like $2 or $3, and you get more than 50, I think. So when I start running low on these, which we're getting there, I'll probably just pick up some of those. Yeah, it's funny that saying a trip to Walmart now is not as easy as it once was. You know what I'm saying? Things are just different now. We have to live our lives differently, and that's for another day. All right, so the Niacinamide Brightening Toner. After you've cleansed and done all of that, and since I didn't really double cleanse, you'll see what makeup was left behind on this toning pad here. All right, so I wet one side of it, and then I kind of fold it in half and squeeze the excess onto the other half, just to fully saturate the cotton pad without using an excess amount of product. As you can see, it's fully wet. So there we go. There's that. One swipe. Can't tell if it's my hand shining through or no, there's a little trace of makeup there. But that's why I love to go in with this toner afterwards, and it feels really cool on the skin. Some people are like, no tugging, you don't want to tug on your skin, but I'm one of those that can sit there with this toner and do this for like, I don't know, till the pad dries out. Like, I I love it. And it massages the skin. It gets the blood flowing. Yeah. So how are you guys? I really want to know. I want to know what's up in your life. How have you been? Have you been immediately affected by any of this? Do you have family or friends, or is your significant other in the medical field? Like, what's going on in your world, in your life? I'm genuinely curious. I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but how can you not, in all honesty, how can you not talk about the biggest thing that's ever happened in our lifetime, in our children's lifetime, and I think our parents' lifetime? Like, my mind is blown. I have seen a side of humanity that makes me proud, and I have seen a side of humanity, look, that's not that bad. Like, this face halo gets off the majority, and if I could have spent a little more time and it would have gotten it all. I love it. I have seen another side of humanity that just makes me sick, makes my stomach turn, especially in my line of work. I am fortunate enough to still have my job. I am, I guess, what you would call an essential worker. I'm not going to say where I work. I think probably most of you know, but just for the sake of privacy. Yeah. Let's just say I help make sure people have what they need. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so there's the toner. But yes, leave in the comments below how your life has changed since this began. As most of you know also, my children are in a split family. Their father and I are not together. So when this first broke out, you know, their father told me that he was going to be working from home and self-quarantine the household. And I was like, fantastic, you know, but then I started to panic. I'm like, okay, yes, I'm quarantining when I'm at home, but when I go to work, I'm subjected to all these people and all these germs and all this stuff that I don't know what I'm bringing home. So I was terrified to pick up my kids and bring them home. Like, I was scared to death. And I didn't see them for about a week due to all of this going on. And I didn't know what to do. I did not want to risk subjecting them. And I knew they were safe at his house. I knew they were safe and taken care of and away from all the dangers that I could possibly be surrounding myself with. I like to bring that down the neck and chest as well. I'm going to take this necklace off. My daughter, I bought her a set of Besties necklaces, this right here, and she gave me one, so that was really sweet. She said I could borrow it. It's actually for her and her cousin and one of her friends. But she said until she sees them, I can wear it and take care of it until it's given to them. So I will do that with honor. Okay, so the toner is on down the neck and chest. Let me get this off. I have never really been a religious person per se, but when this started, it's a little girl's necklace. Give me a second. When this all started, I became and I felt guilty too. It's like, why would I call on God now? You know, now that we need a miracle, now that we're in this situation that we're in, it's unfair for me to call on him now and expect a miracle to happen. That being said, I was genuinely authentic when I sat in my car and prayed. I don't really do that, but as I looked around me and looked around at everyone, I just felt this overwhelming sense of grief and worry. And my mom is one of those people that always tells me, you know, Day, give it to God. God will handle it and God will take care of you. No disrespect to any Christians or anyone with a religious belief of any kind, but this is science. You know, this is something that's in our face, and realistically, I can't say that prayer and faith will keep me from getting this illness. I can't. I don't understand and I'm sure this is probably way beyond what I should be saying. I don't know. But there are people out there that just completely hand it over, and they have the strongest faith that God is going to shelter them and take care of them and be there for them and block this virus from entering their bodies. And I hope they're right. 100% with all my heart, I hope they are correct. And if they are, shame on me for being an idiot. But right now, as a mom, I have to look at the facts and protect my children the best way I know how. And that's to keep them away from this shit. I don't even know if I'm doing it the right way. You know, I take proper precautions at work along with everyone else. We're all being as careful as we possibly can under the circumstances we are in. But the reality is we don't know. All right, I'm going to stop for a second and continue. All right, so I've done the cleanse. I've done the toner. I love that toner. My skin just feels amazing. Okay, now I'm going to go in with probably one of my favorite products from Good Molecules, and that is the Overnight Exfoliating Treatment. Now, you're supposed to use this 2 to 3 times a week. I love it so much, and I can really tell a difference in my skin. Like, it just looks healthier. It's not as discolored, you know, there's not as much redness, dryness. My skin is still dry, but it doesn't flake or itch or get really tight, you know, it's just dry, but nothing a little moisturizer can't fix. All right, so for the overnight exfoliating treatment, I've already bought my I've replenished and bought my backup because this one is almost out, but just a little bit there, top of the cheek there, and top of the cheek there. Whew. A little winded. I think I'm anxious. Oh yeah, well, just rub this in small little circles all over the face, down the nose, get under the eye, but you don't want to put this like on your actual eyelid. I've gotten it in my eye before and it does not feel good. Just gonna leave that there for you. It is a exfoliating treatment. So as you're putting this on, it's helping to rid the skin of any dead skin cells and things like that. Impurities, what have you. But anyway, all right, so there is the overnight exfoliating treatment. Now, I don't do this every single night, but occasionally I will take this also down the neck and chest just to give the chest a little extra love, you know, because we cannot neglect the chest. Okay, you can't. I think the chest probably ages faster than the actual face, especially if you're a side sleeper, because the girls like to, you know, squish together and cause those little wrinkles down the chest there. And when you get to a certain age, those wrinkles don't really go away. So heads up to you 16 and up people watching this. All right, exfoliating treatment down. My next favorite is the hyaluronic acid serum. Now, I don't use this every night. I like to use this during the day before my makeup. So this all came in the Super 7 set you can get on beautylish.com. So we're going to set the hyaluronic acid over there. And these two I alternate. I'll use this one night and this one the next night and so on and so forth. This is the Niacinamide Serum, formulated with 10% niacinamide to refine skin texture and minimize pores. Out of the two, and this is Super Peptide Serum, formulated with tripeptides to target fine lines, wrinkles, and dullness. Now, I don't use the Niacinamide Serum every night because I have the Niacinamide Toner. So I'm kind of, you know, getting that niacinamide treatment in there with that. And I don't want to use this every day because I want it to last forever. So, yeah. And last night I used the Niacinamide Serum, so tonight I will go in with the Super Peptide Serum. They both, you know, minimize pores and target fine lines and things like that. But the Niacinamide Serum leaves the skin feeling a little more hydrated, in my opinion. But I still really like the Super Peptide Serum also. So we'll go in and we'll do this the exact same way that we did a little bit more of that. The overnight exfoliating treatment. And I like doing all of these steps because it really gives me time to massage the skin. And I think massaging the skin, that's what they give you those rollers for, like the rose quartz rollers and all that. essentially I'm doing with my hands what those rollers are meant to do, and that's just getting the blood flow to the surface of the skin, not missing an inch. All right, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take this one on the neck and chest. Oh, this one's running low. Did you hear that? Now I can sometimes overdo it with the amount that I use, but these are so freaking good and affordable. I can do that. I can do that. I can just buy another bottle. I think it's like $6. That's another thing that just blows my mind with this stuff. It's so good and effective, but so cheap. Like, I love it. Or I won't say cheap. We'll say affordable. I know certain words tend to set people off. And I haven't quite figured all that out yet. All right, so there's that. That was the Super Peptide Serum. And another thing I would like to point out. A lot of times when you apply too many products on your skin, they will leave a layer on the surface of the skin, and it will start to like pill and roll and just bunch up. There is nothing coming off my skin. Everything is absorbed through the dermis, epidermis, whatever you call it. And it is like in the skin. It penetrates into the skin. Therefore, there's nothing, like I could sit here and rub and rub and rub. Nothing's coming off on my fingers. Everything is just in the skin, seeped in where it needs to be. So yeah, now, done with Super Peptide. I have 2 more products here that are serums. One is the Daily Brightening Serum. You can use this morning and night, or either or. It says, formulated with beta-arbutin and hyaluronic acid to gently brighten skin tone. This one I kind of like to use as a primer. It if you ever use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, it has somewhat of a stickier, tacky feel to it. This also has that. Now, does it brighten the skin? I don't really know that I can attest to that, but I do like the way it makes my skin feel. And it absorbs into the skin the exact same way as the other ones. Like, I can't brag enough. Like, how did they do it? I've had really super expensive skin treatments that I've used, and they will, even if it's just the one product, will start to pill and ball up and just get yucky on my skin. None of these do that. Even when I use them all together, I mean, it's insane. I want to know how they do it. I've just put, with the toner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've just put 5 serums on my skin. And there's nothing. There's nothing peeling. There's nothing trying to come off of my skin. It's all just in there. And I'm just super impressed. I love Good Molecules so much. Okay, now I have another item called Wake Up Eye Serum. And this is formulated with caffeine and pumpkin extract to brighten, firm, and depuff. Now, since I've purchased this, they came out with a new release of the caffeine energized hydrogel eye patches, which is essentially what this is, just in an eye patch. So I haven't been using this as much. I tend to use this in the morning, and I'll use the patches at night like I'm about to do now. But yeah, they just like depuff the eyes, put some moisture under there so they don't feel so dry, and I love the eye patches. Also, what came in the Super 7 are these little guys right here. I have Good Molecules Squalene Oil, tiny bottles, but you need such a small amount they will last you forever. Let's see, lightweight facial oil that softens, seals in moisture, and regulates skin's natural oil balance. Now that is the squalene. And this one is ultra hydrating facial oil, formulated with chamomile and sea buckthorn oils to hydrate, protect, and nourish. I tend to go in with the squalene when I don't need a lot of hydration. Now, when my skin is super parched and really dry, I'll go in with the ultra hydrating, because this is a little heavier than the squalene. And I don't really need too much tonight, so we'll do the squalene. I just love skincare and makeup. Like, I can't. And right now, it feels like playing with my children. I just took them back to their dad tonight, and it was difficult sending them back because we don't really know about tomorrow and the next day and next week. When I gave them a hug, you know, I don't want to burden them with my worry. So I keep it, I talk to their dad about it. You know, I talk to my boyfriend, and they both know. And they agree with me. You know, the kid's dad has been great. You know, I'm so fortunate that he is able to work from home to stay with the kids and take care of them. And they don't have to be out in this shit, you know? All I can do is hope and pray and try this faith thing, I guess. I don't know. But going from that to skincare just seems so trivial and empty when you think about what's really going on in the world. But we all need something to get our minds off of it. It's not good to hyper focus on these things when there's literally nothing we can do to stop it. I mean, we can do our part to slow the curve, as they say, you know, lessen the curve, do our part to keep ourselves healthy, but there's still instances that can occur that might be beyond your control. And that's a reality. And we have to walk through life knowing that now. I don't know. Things are just so different. They're not like they were a month ago, for sure. I just want everyone to be safe and happy and healthy and not to worry anymore. I want us all to cohesively be together and take care of each other and get through it and move on, you know? But anyway, okay. Let's go on to the squalene oil. Now, like I said, you only need a tiny bit of this. And this stuff, definitely apply it to the chest. Definitely. Like every night. Even the hydrating one, I honestly prefer the hydrating one when it comes to putting it on my neck and chest. Okay. I probably used a little too much. Now, these you really do not need a lot of at all. And I know my face looks really shiny and oily right now, but it's going to absorb like no other facial oil you've ever used in your life. The squalene oil is also an excellent mixing medium for foundations that are too heavy, too thick, too cakey, that you just want to, you know, diet down just a little bit. It's perfect for that. Yes, I do the eyelids too because I'm going to sleep and it's all going to absorb. And believe it or not, like my eyelids are dry too. Like how is that? But anyway, okay, I've got the squalene oil. Now, a lot of people like to rub it between their fingers like that and then just pat it on the skin. But I like to like really get in there and massage. And even get the corners of the eyes there, up under the eyes. Really important. Pat around there. Those laugh lines. Excellent. Okay. So there's that. Now, let's not neglect the chest. When they call it the décolleté. Don't neglect the décolleté. And I'm just going to be a little generous with that tonight because why not? Why not? Alright, so rubbing that in. And really pay special attention to the drier areas or the more, for lack of a better word, more wrinkly areas. Which for me is right here in the center and like right across the neck where my head is always down looking at my phone or whatever. Yeah, those lines tend to not go away. So, and rubbing the skin, rubbing those out, getting that blood flowing is just really good for your skin also. I can sit here for 2 hours just massaging my skin, my face, my neck, and chest. And since it is March, almost April, I have started incorporating yet another step into my skincare. Oh, and a lot of these, before I continue, have a little symbol on them of a sun or a moon, and that signifies AM and PM. I'm not sure if you can see that there. Yeah, see the little sun and moon there? This is the hyaluronic acid, and it's good for morning or night. So yeah, so it tells you that on there. And see, like, it's already absorbing into my skin. I could go out in public like this, and yes, I look a little greasy, but what of it? Who cares? Okay, so the second to last step, this is the step I've just recently incorporated, since we are in spring now and coming into summer. I don't know why I feel so short-winded. Maybe because I haven't been talking much. I don't know. And I haven't really. I've just been kind of quiet. But yeah, I haven't done a video in a while, and someone mentioned it to me the other day. They're like, I see you on Instagram, but you haven't posted to YouTube in a while. What's up? And I felt like, I feel like nobody really has time. Even with this going on, like, there's so much shit going down right now. I'm gonna sit down and make a YouTube video, but at the same time, why not? Because we are doing this quarantine thing other than when I'm at work. Like, if I'm not at work, my ass is here. I'm home. I'm chilling. So why not make a YouTube video? Why not try to shed some light on the subject, number one? Yeah. I'm so afraid I'm gonna say something that's gonna, like, piss people off or whatever, but why am I afraid of pissing people off? I don't know. For those people out there that, excuse me. Oh, I better not get started on that because we're almost out of time. Okay, so the last step that I'm going to add, I have these Ulta Beauty Self-Tanning Glow by Morning Gradual Tan Drops, which actually work really well. I've used them the night before last, like 3 nights ago, and then last night. So one night and then skipped a night and then did it again. I get my moisturizer. Let me go ahead and open this bottle up. And I bought this last summer and didn't use it all, so I thought, why not, And definitely, if you're going to do this on your face, definitely bring that down the neck and chest, because you don't want a tan face and, like, Casper-y neck and chest. So I just take a little bit of the moisturizer, about that much right there. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. Awesome moisturizer, by the way. And then you have a dropper. This is a little dropper here. I put about 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Mix that really, really well. And apply to your face. I'm glad my roots are growing out a little bit though, because this would not have looked good on my white roots. I do the chest on its own, just to make sure I can pay special attention to each area, because you want to get it at the hairline but not in the hair. Very and then the ears too, because you don't want a line. So bring it back over the ear, behind the earlobe. Really get in there. It's almost self-tanner time anyway. Even with that, like, even putting the moisturizer on top of all that, nothing is pilling yet. Nothing is trying to come off, because, say it with me, everything's absorbed into the skin. Yes, and that's what you want. If you find a product is, whether it's the only one you used, the second or third one, if you find that it is just balling up in your fingers as you try to work it in, forget that. Forget that product. It is not your friend. Okay, so there's that. Got it up in the hairline but not in the hair. Now the chest, we're just going to do that real quick, and I'm going to say what I was going to say a second ago. If you are one of those people that think this isn't going to touch you, I really, really hope with all my heart it doesn't. I truly do. Please don't be one of those people that doesn't care until it's knocking at your door.